It was
Yeah.
Plymouth State.
Mm-hmm.
And
Ooh, that's where Whitey went.
Yeah, and I remember that now. And that's the only hotel in town.
It was probably a motel. Like you probably had like an exterior entrance.
It was a racket, and
Yeah.
I slept on top of the sheets with my shoes on.
Mm-hmm.
Shoes on. This is Byron Lazine and Nicole White, and you are tuned in to episode 48 of The Real Word.
Do we have something planned for 50?
Word
I feel
is
like
up.
I feel like I need 2 weeks to prepare for the celebration.
Will you be in the
of
state?
episode. I will
you-
be here. I will be here.
Sorry,
for
peeps,
episode.
for this one coming out later than usual. I cannot control Nicole's schedule, which is
It's-
getting busier and busier.
It's funny because you were the
Every
you were the reason
single
for the
week.
last.
You ready?
So ready.
You want to do the show?
No.
All right. So main topic. We don't talk about politics on this show. Any show
No.
that I do, I don't talk about politics, and so we're not going to get into that part of it.
Wait a minute. That's not true. That's not true.
do
What
you
about
mean?
your radio show?
No, I don't talk about politics on the radio
No,
show.
you didn't
No.
have politicians on your
I've
show.
had politicians on, and I
Provide
advise
information?
them ahead of time. I am not going to kiss your ass. We're going to talk about the economy. That's all I care about when
Right.
I'm doing the radio thing.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Okay.
I don't talk about politics.
Never.
But we are going to a little bit right now.
I don't even know like who's the donkey, who's the elephant. I don't.
Huh.
Do you?
The donkey, I don't. No,
Yeah.
actually, I don't. I would actually get that wrong. I'd have a 50-50 shot.
I
But
would get it wrong.
all right.
Too.
So Nar, who I beat up, I don't know if that was last week's show. It was so long ago because Nicole hasn't been here. So I think it was last week's, week and a half ago, that show. I beat up Nar pretty good. They just spent $14.4 million on the 2018 midterm elections, which if you're watching this show right when it gets released is like, in a
3
couple of days.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on NAR spending $14.4 million? They spent it on 524 federal candidates in this election cycle. 6 Republicans and 4 Democrats were the 10 people that received the majority of the money, it sounds like. And this article, which we'll always link up every article, goes into, who they spent the majority of this money on and all that kind of stuff. We're not going to go into those details. But just specifically, your thoughts on NAR spending this type of money on a midterm election?
I wish I had an opinion.
No opinion.
Not really.
Want me to give you mine?
Well, I know your opinion, and I guess I agree with your opinion.
Well, they don't know my
No.
opinion. So you want me to give you mine?
Go
And then-
ahead.
So here is my opinion, because I beat up NAR last week
Yeah.
on basically not being consistent in terms of their messaging to
Yeah.
their members, to us, to real estate agents, realtors, paying them a yearly due. In this instance, I think this is one of the things they've done well in terms of lobbying politicians to ensure that we have not only laws or whether it's a law
Candidates.
or candidate or whatever in place that are going to improve realtors' position, but also our consumers,
Right.
protecting them. I think they've done that well, which is why my bit of critique is why, NAR, would you spend 180, maybe now 200 million on RPR, which has failed, in my opinion. Some people disagree with me on that. I think it's been a huge failure. Why would you spend 200 million on that? And I think overwhelmingly the members have said, you're good at lobbying. You're good. That's one thing that you are good at, that you have done well at. But you spend 14.4 million on that and 200 million on something software you are not good at. The numbers don't add up to me. So
Yeah.
that's the bit of critique I have about this.
Yeah. So I guess the only question that I have, because I feel like, again, I pay my dues, and then they always ask for more dues. Isn't there maybe it's just locally here in Connecticut? Because I feel like there's a separate spot where you can give money to.
Oh, they're always saying, check here or uncheck here if you don't
Yeah.
want to donate to RPAC.
Yeah, and that's really, in my mind, where the money is. Is it? I don't even know that it's necessarily our dues. Isn't it that?
From the RPAC?
Yeah.
It may be. I never donate to the RPAC.
I don't either. But it's, again, when I heard this, I was like, okay, so NAR is spending it, but is it our dues? Like, I don't know what that it's like really our dues.
That's
that
a good point, and I don't know the answer. So if someone does know the answer, I'd love to see that in the comment section.
You can donate to those, and it's interesting because again, I'm the least political person you'll probably ever meet.
I don't know if you can Google that real quick, Ness.
But every time they want you to donate to the RPAC, it's so hard because like I get what they're doing there because they are lobbying for us and it's great, but you also just are like donating to, like, I don't know if I believe in that candidate's morals and all that
Realtor
too.
PAC questionnaire. It sounds like you are correct, Nicole.
Yeah, so it's not really
you
even
should be keeping score how often that happens in this room. Which was that?
I don't know.
Nicole has a if you've watched the show long enough, have you caught on to Nicole's hms? She was in Texas this weekend for what, 3 days, 4 days?
I was there from Sunday to Wednesday, yes.
Sunday to Wednesday this week? And somebody mentioned that she hms a lot.
Yeah, we were at dinner. We were there with some builders. So we're building a house for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
Which you should check out if you are a fan of this show.
Yeah,
we can link that up. What could we link up?
So you can go to the house social media bill.
Just go to that. We'll link up the house social media bill website.
Thank you. Yeah, so there's 2 builders down there that we are building a house with in conjunction with St. Jude, and all of the proceeds of the sale of the home will be going. Anyway, so midway through the meal, one of the builders
full pitch mode there for a second.
I had to. So one of the builders turns to me and says, "I think that I have you figured out." And I said, "Excuse me?" He's like, "You have different."
Well, it took him 40 hours. This guy's a genius.
He is. He's like, "You have different tones. Like like means like you're kind of excited. Like means like you're upset." So he's like. So we're actually now on group text, and the name of the group is called St. Jude.
If it's short and sharp, I'm fucking
Well,
pissed.
that's why he did HM period.
All right, so I think it's the RPAC money. If someone knows for sure, drop it in the comments.
Sounds like so again, it's really not even our due. So this isn't even where our money that we're.
So I still have a problem then. No,
yes.
you're still dead to me because the majority of our dues money is still going down the tubes. I do think they've done a good job lobbying. I hope they continue to do that, and I hope they own that and say this is one of our, this is what we do. This is who we are. We lobby for our members.
We'll see what happens. Everybody go vote, though, on November 6th.
Wow. Oof, boy.
Right?
I agree. Everyone should vote.
Everybody should vote. Remember we did that
Not
show on people that
like
would
you are,
well, but it's your civic duty.
Every time I go on Snapchat, they're like, make sure you register to vote, or Facebook.
Oh, well, we did that one show that people were willing to give up their ability to vote in order to own a home. Remember that? We did like a whole racket on that.
If I could own a home,
I would give up the right to vote.
I don't know which episode that was, but maybe. Let's find out which one it was. Let's link that one up in the comments.
Crazy people. No wonder why things are.
All right, racket number 1. Millennials prefer or would hire an influencer over a traditional agent. 80% of millennials that were polled said that they would hire a real estate influencer or an influencer to do their real estate transaction over an agent. How interesting is that? Is that a racket? Yes or no?
So I don't think it's a racket at all. I think that you're an influencer, but I think that you're also super knowledgeable. But I think your knowledge is what helps you become an influencer, because you have to know what's happening in the market in order to influence.
No, because because you can influence off of straight attention. Yeah, so that's completely backwards, Nicole.
I don't know. That's not true.
No, think about it. You can have all this attention.
Yeah.
Say you're, I don't know, say Justin Bieber, who I don't know how many followers he has on Instagram, but I'm assuming it's a shit ton.
Right.
Say he was like, I'm tomorrow going to be a real estate agent. Hit the link in my bio for whatever state you're in, and now he just straight up goes Justin Bieber referrals.
Okay, so I was sort of
boom. He's making 25% off the next however many deals.
I was sort of reading the article more that there are agents that are influencers as opposed to agents that have just always done the transaction. That's sort of how I was reading the article. So, but I think that
But hiring is such a broad term, meaning
right. Well, I would totally. I mean, as like if I'm selling my home, hell yeah.
Right.
I mean, their faces everywhere. They're going to be going to those people to see what's happening, or hey, Nicole, you have such beautiful listings. Like, so then all of my listings immediately become beautiful, and people think that they're beautiful. So like
on a much smaller scale of influencers, if you just look at influential agents in America today, and
Right.
certainly $1 Million Listing is a prime
Right.
example.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at what some of the things Frederick Eklund and Ryan Serhant have done,
Mm-hmm.
they have been brought into listings in out of state, out of New York, in California, or out on the Hamptons, or here in Connecticut,
Right.
wherever, where the agent says, hey, I'm going to give you a referral fee of 25%. Will you come visit my property, maybe do a YouTube video with me, do these types of things? That's them basically taking a referral fee for influencing that transaction. Now, from a client perspective, these millennials saying, hey, I'd sign up and hire so-and-so to be directed to maybe a new agent, or them taking it on if they're local.
Right.
I think that people that have built up attention in their careers, I mean, we're hanging out with somebody, here locally that's built up pretty good attention in the music industry,
Right.
and is going to transition into real estate. I think that can be really, really powerful, because every single agent today should be trying to figure out how they can get more attention.
Well,
right?
and I mean, I think what's really great about him coming into it, though, he's also picking a team. He knows that he can't take it on his own. He knows that he'll be able to influence but he needs the people behind him in order to be successful. So
you can't teach
sort
a
of
new agent
multi-layered,
to
but-
have attention right off the bat,
No.
to have tens of thousands of Instagram followers right off the bat.
Right.
You can't teach that.
Right.
But if somebody has that, and you can back it up, to your point, with a team, systems, and the skills to actually get the transaction done,
Right.
boom, take the
Win-win.
attention, take the clients that need service, put it into the machine. It is 100% win-win.
For sure.
And I think you'll see a lot of people in different industries, because maybe you're an athlete. We had Brent Selleck, who was the tight end of the Philadelphia Eagles last year in the Super Bowl victory, on the 5 a.m. call. And his call was about how he's now transitioning into real estate. He was a young guy. He was in the NFL 10 plus years, I think maybe 9, 10 or 11 years, something like that. He was in the NFL. He made his money there, but he doesn't want to stop working. He doesn't
Right.
want to just be laying on the couch the rest of his life. He's building a career in real estate. Take that influence that you have, take that attention, and pour it into, this is a very lucrative career.
Right.
Pour it into something like this.
Well,
Makes a lot of sense.
And I think where he'll probably do really well too is that he's a higher end guy, so he knows the luxury amenities that luxury buyers want. So
Yeah.
he'll probably do pretty well at it.
And that's a great example. Like, if I'm Brent Selleck now, I'm looking at real estate completely different.
100%.
I'm looking at it as, I'm going to go super niche on athletes, because every athlete, rookie contract in the NFL, you're getting all this guaranteed money. Hey, listen, guys, in terms of your real estate, I know you want to buy mom a house, but it's a smarter plan for us to go and lease this house over here for 3 years,
Yep.
while you go buy an investment that's paying that lease off.
Right.
in
Or
real
hey, don't
estate.
take all your $18 million and buy one house.
Right.
Yeah.
Go buy a multifamily. And
I
then
did that
rent
early in my career, and it was a flop.
100%.
Right.
I think he could build something, and you could take that in any industry. You could say music, do the same thing, cater to artists who have a ton of
Right.
money and don't know where to put it, but want to live in the fancy house. Oh, let's set up this system where you're going to buy an investment commercial
Yeah.
property, get monthly income, and then pay the lease to the house that you're living in, and doing the IG videos in.
Right.
100%.
I mean, totally off topic there, but no, I think that.
How is that off topic?
Well, I mean, it's on topic. It's just now we're talking about their careers.
I think it was very much on topic.
I love it.
Was that on topic?
It was on topic. We did it.
That was the most on topic we've ever been. All right, racket number.
Wait, do you think it's a racket though?
No, I don't think it's a
I
racket.
don't think
I don't
so
think it's a
either.
racket either. And I think that real estate agents that think that that's ridiculous are missing what's happening.
Oh, I can't.
right now.
Again, I think I've talked about it in other ones. I mean, I can't tell you how many agents have been referring business to me because they don't want to pick up social
They
media.
don't wanna
They
pick
don't
up-
think that it's anything.
And because
to
Nicole's done a really good job being an influencer, especially locally here, and that's now grown to where she's skipping Real Word episodes and going down to Texas and not participating in the show.
Come on. I mean, the viewers are sick of hearing about it.
All right, racket number 2. Will a shifting market kill off pocket listings? Everybody's talking about a shifting market
Yes.
happening right now. Do you think this will kill off pocket listings?
So I guess I can't really, I have a hard time. I'm having a hard time because I'm reading the article and I get it. Like all I know is my experience with pocket listings because I know that parts of the country pocket listings are like wildly successful. And I think that they are 100%. And I think that they will continue to be.
Certainly
whether it's
in
a buyer's,
the luxury market,
whether
too.
it's a buyer's, whether you're representing, or whether it's a buyer's market or a seller's market, if buyers are looking and there's not anything on the market that fits them, and you know that you have a listing coming on, that pocket listing is always going to be desirable.
Well, shout out.
And why wouldn't your seller want you to be promoting their listing if you know that it's coming? Like, so we have people that are.
I think there's. I don't know about that. I think there's strategy, and we'll get into the strategy.
No,
here
I
in
hear
a
the
second.
strategy, but if someone's like, "Oh, Nicole, I really need a 4-bedroom, 2.5-bath colonial that's blah 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 blah," and I know that come April, Sally wants to sell her house.
You're going to tell them about this.
100%.
Right. And so,
yeah.
Shout out to Gary Gold. Obviously, Gary's claim to fame was selling the Playboy Mansion.
We saw him. When we see him, I saw him. I was a few rows behind.
He's part of the Tom Ferry
I saw
ecosystem.
his head.
Gary, who's an LA-based realtor with Hilton and Highland, told Inman, "It obviously doesn't work as well when there's less demand and less inventory. In a buyer's market, does a pocket listing make as much sense? No, it does not." Gary has basically built his business around the luxury market. And I think what he's referring to is a robust, hot luxury market, which we're not in right now. So there is more inventory than there is buyers. What I would disagree with here in the assessment is when you are dealing in a situation like we've dealt with in a market here, where there is a lot of inventory, but there's also a lot here in Connecticut of older, and we'll just call it, quite frankly, bad inventory. The houses, some of the
well, especially
houses
this time
that
of
sit on the
year,
market
though.
long
We're
time.
like entering winter. It's like a mess.
It's bad inventory. So yeah, you have less buyers and you have a lot of inventory, but the real buyers out there, they've looked at everything that's on the market.
Absolutely.
So when you say, hey, here's an opportunity, it's off market, take a look at this. If it's in really good shape, if the house is, well taken care of and all these types of things,
they're
going to be interested in going to see it.
100%.
So I don't think in a slow market, pocket listings, and here's actually why I think a pocket listing from a seller's perspective in a slow market is smart. Hey, put this in your pocket. You're definitely going to be talking to buyers. I know you're talking to less buyers than you are in a hot market, but I don't want to sit here and rack up days on market because everybody's got their house on the market.
Well, in that article too, at the end, it actually was talking about that pocket listings actually serve sort of multi-purpose, because it also gives you an idea of demand, and are you overpriced, and are you ready for market? Like
if you're in the luxury market in Connecticut,
purposes.
Certain parts, not all parts, but certain sections of Connecticut, you could literally have have nothing wrong with your house.
Ooh, we
you could
sold
have
a
waterfront.
We sold a house on a pocket listing.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That was in the luxury.
That was just
price
like
range.
an aerial photo, and I was like,
That's right.
I need it. Yeah, that was a good one.
Just under $2 million, I think.
It was,
so, anyways,
yeah.
But you could have a luxury listing that literally sits on the market for 3 years, and there's nothing wrong with the property.
Right.
So from a seller's perspective, going pocket and not racking up days on market makes sense to me, even in a market pullback. So that's my thoughts. I think that
well, again,
I think that this is
especially
a
if
racket. Then, so I basically
do.
think this is a racket.
I think it's a racket. I don't think it's. Well, maybe we need to specify two pocket listings. So these are not even coming, because it does talk about coming soon listings in there. You're talking about like strictly a pocket listing that's not going to go on the market, that they have a listing agreement but they do not want it on MLS, or they like what are we?
I'm talking not being on the MLS.
Yeah. And not coming soon.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Racket number 3 is location dying. Is that a racket?
Well, they're saying is it dying because of
the
driverless car.
The driverless car. What do you think?
I think.
Is it a thing of a past? Is the focus on location a thing of the past?
I feel like location is like actually even more of a thing than it was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, I think 100% right now in 2018, November 1 of 2018, location is absolutely the most important variable in real estate.
Yes.
Yeah, and to your point, it may be more important now than ever. We have 100% seen the cities drive up. We've seen that in smaller towns like ours, where people want to be downtown because, in my opinion, And from our experience, what we've seen is you have the baby boomers that are maybe retiring or have been retired that want downtown feel, and certainly, even though I saw an article recently where it's saying millennials want suburbs, millennials don't want suburbs, people. They can only afford the burbs right now.
Well,
so this bullshit around
I think
millennials want the burbs, that's total horse shit.
I agree to that. And I think it's interesting, though, too, because I think that even within the suburbs, though, they still want the location. I mean, think about all those like McMansions that have been built that are so far out, and like people that are moving up don't want to move up to those.
Some type of amenity. Does that neighborhood have a walking trail?
Yeah, like they don't want to build. They don't want to move up there. They want to move up to downtown. Yeah.
I gave that one to Ness.
What happened? She wanted a walking trail.
Everyone wants walking trails.
Oh, or yoga,
hiking,
yogi.
big hiking things. This is not going to be a racket though in 20 years, and here is why. When self-driving cars are at scale, when everybody has one, when you're an asshole for driving your Ford pickup truck on the highway.
Do you know how many Ford pickup trucks were in Texas?
Oh, I'm sure there's zillions of them. Those dudes are going to resist forever. But here's the thing. When you're the last person on the road, like that's when this thing is going to be a racket. When everybody's used to using self-driving cars, when people are like flying around in the sky, when people are when you don't need to go out and get a pan from the store or order it from Amazon because you have a printer at your house that can just make you a new pan. Like when you have full technology at your house, that's when people are going to want to move away to these remote locations because they're just going to bunker down and get like 4,000 square feet and have everything possible that you could imagine in their house and never have to leave. That's when location will become less important in some of these.
I'm way too social for that.
You are. But
like I want to go to Amarone's.
I know you do. But does Bruno want you there? But when you have all this stuff that you can do on your own, I think being a little bit further out because you can get places quicker will make sense. But right now you can't, and over the next 10 years, there's going to be a lot of friction. While
so are these driverless cars like speeding? Like they're like speeding them places? Is that what you
No, my point is you can get stuff done in that half hour because you're not driving.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I know you're texting and driving, but most of us out here are trying to keep these roads safe.
I don't text and drive all the time. I think that people do like to be, though. Like, I think it's a racket. I think no matter what, I think people are still going to want to be where there's multiple restaurants or that they don't have to drive.
People are always going to be drawn to the shores, no matter how much of our shoreline gets eaten up.
Half hour to, I mean, my father lives in New Hampshire, and when he comes down here, he always forgets that, like, it's like he doesn't have to actually clump all of his trips into one when he's going, like, shopping. I mean, gosh, I think that I don't know. I think people still.
But you're not gonna have to shop, is the point, Nicole.
Yeah, but it's like, that's I don't know. I like to be around people. I like to wander, and it's sort of like a stress reliever. I don't know. All right,
you'll be able to wander on your big 10,000.
I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see at episode 2050 what we're talking about. Maybe we'll be talking about location being out. Who knows?
We got to get to 50 first. We appreciate everybody who has been tuned in, who waited a couple extra days this week. Really appreciate that. If you have a comment or a topic, please, whether you're watching on YouTube or you're seeing this on Instagram or wherever you're seeing it.
I didn't get any DMs, by the way.
Please drop this into. Oh, Nicole didn't get any DMs.
None.
If you're interested in DMing Nicole, that's at Nicole White Realtor on Instagram.
Nicole White Realtor.
Maybe they were DMing somebody just at Nicole White. You should try to get that.
I should try to get that. They'll probably charge me for that.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys next week. Keep it real.